And we're live. Welcome everyone to episode 5 of How Many House Cats. We're here with, once again, the brother, Parker Scott. And we are also joined by a potential permanent member of the podcast, Mr. Otto Krumes.
Hello.
Welcome, Otto.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
The big man is here. So this completes the trifecta. Otto is one of the bandmates as well. So the three amigos have come together for How Many House Cats episode 5.
I'm surprised it's taken this long to get Otto on the podcast,
Right, it feels a
honestly.
little wrong.
Yeah.
He was also gone. Like, you and I recorded number 1 right after Otto
And
left.
number 2.
And number 2.
Number 1 and number 2 you were gone for.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Is this episode 4? Is this
This
episode
is
5?
4.
This
yeah,
is 4. I
this
said
is
5.
episode 4.
Or I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the huge success. It's hard to keep track. It's all been
Of
such.
course.
Yeah.
It's been such a blur. So
Well, that's the way it goes with fame, I hear. Yeah, it's just
yeah,
another
man.
day.
After episode 1 blew up, things changed for us. The algorithm worked in our favor, and things were massive.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, I got nothing more to say.
Yeah, so we can really go anywhere with this. I've got, a typical few things to talk about if we need, but I'm happy to take this conversation wherever you guys choose.
Otto, do you want to just dive into who you are? And
Who am I?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a loaded question that is.
I'm sure you can come up with something.
My name's Otto Krumes. I am a little mechanical engineering technologist. I am a guitarist. I like to sing.
A damn good musician, I must say.
Oh, thank you very
Killer
much.
musician.
I do love, instruments are fun. Music is just wonderful for me. It, just fills my heart with joy. So, ask away. What would you like to hear about?
What do we want to know about Otto? Otto, what is your greatest fear?
What's my greatest fear? This is like, okay, it's a very common fear, I feel like, but a fear of being alone.
That is very legitimate.
Yeah.
What scares you? What
Very
scares you
and
about
spiders.
being?
And
Yes. What scares you about being alone, Otto?
spiders. Let me know. Scares you about being alone. Well, I find that the main driving factor within life is just being with people and being a part of culture and living.
I resonate with that 100%.
Yeah, you can do it on your own, and you can always find space, which is why it's kind of an irrational fear. But
I don't know. I'm like constantly around people, so I hear you.
I think all three of us are. We're pretty involved in our social circles.
which is
Yeah.
You're social
I'm
animals.
very, very happy with that. Like, is something I worked for as well. But yeah.
Hell yeah,
What's
dude.
your biggest fear?
Hey man, I was reading this thing today about grasshoppers and locusts.
Oh no! Oh my God, they're terrifying.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
locusts are what happens when grasshoppers become social beings.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so grasshoppers on their own don't really do much damage, and they're very solitary. However, when large groups of grasshoppers get together, they change color.
Whoa, man.
Which is really cool. They're like little insects that have some sort of social reaction within them. I don't know enough about it to say
I
what
wonder
drives
the
it.
trigger is for that, where they're just like, the time's right.
But they eat everything. They get in these massive swarms, and then anything green that they hit, they take it down.
My dad was telling me a story because
And they breed like crazy.
Yeah, they do. Well, locust swarms were really common in Lethbridge back in the day. And he was like driving down the road, and one came through, and he literally for 3 minutes, like he tried to drive for like a second, and then immediately his windshield was covered.
Yeah,
And like you can't
just
see
bug mush.
anything,
In
just
grasshoppers.
In grasshoppers.
Whoa, man.
To the point, and like the roads like just an ocean, like you can't drive.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Where was this?
This is like down in Lethbridge. This is
Lethbridge,
That's not far
holy
from
shit.
here.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Which
I've
it's-
only ever seen videos, and it's like terrifying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
insane.
and he was just like, yeah, no, you didn't want to get out though, because they were literally just like fill your car, like you just.
Oh,
had to,
that's like
park.
a little bit.
Yeah.
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 No, that's
gets you.
insane. No, that's. Ooh.
Anyways,
You just hit the windshield wipers, and
does
you just got
nothing.
locust fucking juice on your windows.
locust burger.
Locust ground beef. Yeah.
There was a time I was driving to Edmonton with my dad for a hockey tournament, and we hit a pigeon going 125 kilometers an hour.
No way.
And the pigeon exploded. Like usually when you hit a bird, it's like dunk and they go over.
Yeah.
This thing damn near shattered the windshield. There was chunks of pigeon ham like just all over the windshield, and literally wiper blading off pieces of pigeon as we're driving on the highway.
Pigeon ham.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
pigeon ham.
Oh.
Disgusting.
My dad would do that too. He would. We have this old boat. It's an old ski boat. And we would go to Ghost Lake. It's around here. And like whenever there'd be like birds on the water, he would kind of like drive at the birds to be like, watch them get up and leave, because they're faster than boats typically. But I would ride on the bow of the boat, just kind of like laying down. I was young, probably, I don't know, like 8 or 9. And we're cruising down the water, and we like go towards the birds, and there's this one bird who's like, try me. And he doesn't move at all, and he stands up to leave, and he hits me. And we're going full speed on this boat, and I get drug off the boat into the
By the
water.
bird.
no
That's
way.
hilarious, man.
The bird was fine. Like, he flew away. He didn't even touch
If
the water.
he'd have caught the boat, game over. But
Game over, but
Instead,
he caught the
he
kid.
gave you a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
And
was playing chicken with the boat.
literally,
Yeah.
And my dad was just like, oh,
Do you-
shit.
So do you think it was like a really ballsy bird, or do you think he was a little?
A little bit. It's hard to
A little
say.
retarded.
I think because like I kind of looked him in the eye beforehand, and like he kind of spoke like, "No, I'll kill you." So I think he was just brave.
Right. So it wasn't like just emptiness behind the eyes.
No,
There was
no,
okay.
It's a thoughtful.
It was not a head empty, no thoughts kind of bird.
Yeah, it's not happy thoughts, but it's a thoughtful picture.
This is a depressed bird.
This is a depressing.
Hangs out in front of the boat. Things could be worse.
Things could be better, but I just take what's coming to me. Parker, what do you got over there for big time fears?
Big time fears? Oh boy, I think I probably share the same notion as you. Loneliness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I realized
I'm
that
not a
was a
big-
hard topic
Yeah,
to hit.
I'm not a big fan of being alone for weeks at a time.
No, it drives
that
me
shit
nuts.
sucks, dude.
Yeah, well, it's not even just like, it's not like I just like sit in my room and I'm just like, I'm so sad. I just start doing weird shit.
Well, and your fucking
Yeah.
mental your fucking mind just like goes down the
Yeah.
gutter when you're like not getting fucking.
do you know?
Dude,
did
there's
you
a
either-
car alarm going.
Yo.
Oh, my fucking. Okay, it was brief. It was
yeah,
brief.
It was brief. Car alarm part 2.
My instincts were like kicking in. I'm like, gotta
Yeah.
groove to this
I
car
got
alarm,
my, I
bro.
got my car keys on me. We can see it. Have either of you seen SpongeBob?
Well,
No, I've never seen SpongeBob.
Sorry, I
Otto.
don't know what. I've never
Yeah, I've
heard
seen
of this.
SpongeBob,
Can you
bro.
fill me in on it?
So it's like SpongeBob. It's a children's movie made by Nickelodeon, or show, not movie. There was also a movie. and then
There are
another movie.
movies.
But it's about a sponge in the sea. He has a friend that's a star. I'm speaking to you in the camera now. Yeah. Anyways, so there's an episode of SpongeBob where he's just like he starts to live alone, and he just starts talking to like a penny and a napkin and a chip. And that's me. After like 3 days, I'm just like, oh.
Have you guys seen the movie
Wilson?
Castaway?
Of course, Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe we just fucking went the same direction at
True.
the same time. I was like Wilson, and you're like, have you seen Castaway?
Dude, there are moments of that movie that are hard to watch.
Yeah.
The figure skate to get out
Yeah,
his
dude,
tooth,
the
man.
fucking dental procedure.
That-
I've
yeah.
never seen this movie.
Oh,
wow.
it's a good movie, man. You gotta watch Castaway.
All right, so I'll give you the basic premise. Businessman played by Tom Hanks. Totally normal life,
Normal
has a wife, everything. This is a true story,
Okay.
based on a true story
Based
at
on a
least.
true story.
Yeah, plane crashes in the ocean, and Tom Hanks ends up surviving and makes his way to a completely empty island. And there are some packages from the plane that wash up on shore,
Yeah.
one of which is a volleyball,
Right.
Wilson volleyball,
Of course.
and he puts a face on the volleyball and gives it little hair with like sticks. Yeah, and it stays with him on this island. And I won't go any further than that in terms of the plot because I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'll watch it.
But it's a very, very good movie.
It is a very good movie.
It's definitely one I probably should have seen by now.
Murderous Tom Hanks at his
Ooh,
best.
ooh,
Yeah.
I love Murderous
So
Tom Hanks.
it's July, and the bugs have come out, so you're gonna be
Yeah.
seeing a lot of this shit going
Lot of
on
head
for this
movie.
podcast.
It's-
I just like to talk with my hands.
It's also July, which means Stampede Week.
Stampede,
he
thus
dresses
the
like
cowboy
this all
hat.
the time.
Calgary. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he's wearing a cowboy hat, and if you're just listening to the podcast audio, yeah.
So in Calgary, Stampede happens once a year, and it's like a holiday for the city. Everybody like
you live in the city,
really
it is
really
not a
celebrates
holiday.
Stampede.
Yeah,
like
it's-
every work has like a luncheon for it. It's like a holiday.
And it's disastrous for anyone who drinks alcohol.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, it becomes a problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I could just imagine the booze sales. It's got to be like millions,
Yeah.
honestly.
You hop on like the Calgary train and there's like vomit. And,
Oh
like,
yeah,
it
Oh,
gets
it's
gross
next
during
level. No,
Stampede.
I've been on the floor of the train on the way home a couple
Yeah.
of
Oh,
times.
nice.
Yeah, I've been
Oh
there.
yeah, when you're just in fetal position, just like it moves so much. Oh
Why is it
god,
warm down
it's so warm and sticky.
Dude, being on the train like blackout hammered drunk is like one of the funnest
different
things because you're
experience.
like, oh shit, like we're moving.
Okay,
around.
okay,
Like,
it depends
whoa.
because if you are ready to vomit, then it's the worst time
Yeah,
of your
fuck
life.
that,
But
yeah.
if you're like right before then, you're literally just like roller coaster for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And
For free unless you get caught.
I
yeah.
swear to God, that thing goes so fast
So
at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he just wants to get home.
It just rips. Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing is you only have to lay on the floor for 5 seconds, no matter how long the train ride is. It's just on the floor, and all of a sudden you're at your
All of a
stop.
sudden you're at your stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doors open.
You hope someone wakes you up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She grows.
Have you ever missed your stop on the train?
Not in Calgary.
Yeah.
No,
Ooh.
I've missed stops on transit in other cities, but never in Calgary. I haven't taken Calgary Transit often. I typically just bike or drive
Yeah.
wherever I'm going.
When I lived at Sade, I took it a lot, but since then, maybe a few times a year.
Calgary has a horrible transit.
Yeah, it's the lines that we do have are good, but we
Yeah.
just don't have
Have enough.
coverage. Yeah.
we don't have enough. So it's a driving
Well,
city.
I mean, Calgary by area is very large for
It's
the
huge.
population. We're
Yeah.
extremely spread
Sparse,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of like I could, as much as a pain in the ass as it is, I do kind of understand why that's a problem because Calgary, you can't. It's not like Tokyo where you have such high population density where you can get a ton of people on these trains and drop them all off at their homes or right next to them.
Yeah.
Everyone's so spread out that like you just can't physically run a train line
and I will
nearby
give it
everyone.
credit. There's been a massive push for more bike paths, and I've
Yeah.
noticed a bigger.
Calgary
drive for
has the
that.
largest connection of bike paths in North America.
Is that true?
really?
Eh?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, our bike paths are pretty nice.
They're
nice.
they're
You can go
extremely
everywhere.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can basically stay on bike paths from one end of the city to
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Big
So that's Calgary.
Big game.
big
game.
fan of Calgary. I think it's a great city.
I love this.
And right now the energy is crazy downtown.
It is.
Just like as soon as you walk out of my apartment, there's
Oh.
just
Yeah.
people everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude,
Also, anywhere you go, like every restaurant, it's bumping.
It's bumping.
It's
Oh, yeah.
bumping. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you gotta love early
Yeah.
July in
Like,
Calgary. It's
I
just-
love Slam and Stampede because I get it every year because I live here. But it is our culture.
It-
and you can really see
it's
it.
sweet.
Yeah, it's fun.
The greatest outdoor show on
I
earth.
was gonna say.
That's true.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
we are like world renowned for our
Yeah.
our Stampede. Like
I mean, it's in
definitely
terms of,
recognized everywhere.
in terms of competitors in the rodeo world, it's the best of the
Yeah.
best.
Oh,
The
Oh, yeah.
best competitors from across the globe
And
come
like,
to Calgary.
there's good music. There's rides. It's fun. People get out.
Yeah.
You know. It's
Yeah,
like
man.
It's a big little fair.
It's a
good
good time. Yeah, I can't say I dig too many of the pop music with a southern accent kind of artists that they
right?
bring in.
Yeah.
Dirt road, gold beer.
yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing that there are a lot of people really go crazy for. That's just not my thing. But this year, Stampede music lineup is
Yeah, the
it's-
music lineup this
They-
year is
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when are you gonna be able to pay $20 or $25 or whatever it is and go see like 6 concerts
It was
in a day?
$50
Yeah.
to get all.
That's
of
the ultra mega pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can go see like hundreds of concerts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
there's
It's good.
So much.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and get to dress like this little lady.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, dressing up is fun for
You-
Stampede.
it's correct. Go with the Western
Do you have
clothes.
boots?
I got the Red Wings on,
Oh.
so that not quite cowboy boots, but they're
They're
a handmade leather
They're
boots,
nice
so we're
yeah.
close.
Wow.
When I was driving today, I just on the topic of Stampede fashion,
Mm.
I was driving and I saw these girls, and they all had like brightly colored like tight crop tops on, with like the Corona cowboy hats, you
The
know,
$5
like
Corona cowboy
like
hat.
the Corona hats,
I love 'em.
and then Lulu pants and cowboy boots on.
That's
and
hilarious.
it was a look, man.
It was a take.
Like, oh yeah,
That's a vibe.
That's
it's
the
like you
modern
could see
cowboy.
like the G-string line coming down. And you're like, wow, that's bold. That's a bold look. But you know, go for it. You do you. Lots of people probably think I look like an idiot. So
No, you look great.
Yeah, but you look like the
No, you
entire
look-
city right now.
You
So I
look-
mean,
you look proper though,
yeah.
and I think you also deserve
Yeah.
a title of cowboy.
I did live
Yeah.
the life
You
for a
did-
You
while.
did live the life,
Calvin
yeah.
used to rope a couple cattle.
I did
Here and
used to
there.
rope a few
Yeah.
bovines in the
Yeah.
bay.
Ooh. Goddamn. Did you, when you did that, did you ever do any horseback?
Yes, I was never a rodeo competitor.
No, but you like lived. the
But
life.
I went to rodeos like all through my childhood with my sister.
Oh, so cool.
She was competitive, man. Like
Was
she
she?
she was
What did she do?
she was very good. She was
This is
she,
Martina. She was on
Yeah,
episode.
she was
Yeah.
just on. Yeah,
S-
episode 3.
Episode
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
Too many husbands.
no, she started in rodeo like right when we moved out to Strathmore, so like 7 or 8 years old. And she made her way to National High School Rodeo, which is like the NHSRA, which is all of Mexico, the United States, and Canada. And she went to Wyoming twice for nationals.
Wow.
She was very, very good. Yeah, her specialty was goat tying.
Goat.
Do you guys know about
No.
goat tying? So it's not a
Enlighten
stampede
me.
event. It's a high school rodeo event, and in some colleges in the States.
Yeah.
But do you know what calf roping is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's similar. Parker, you know calf roping?
No.
Okay. So
explain
calf roping is like when you have or like tie down roping is when you have like a calf and then a horse and a rider, and they release the calf takes off, horse and rider come behind, rider comes, gets its back legs, and then loops it around the horn, jumps off, runs, flips the calf, puts it down, ties 3 of its legs, and then lets go of the knot, has to run back and get back on his horse before the calf gets up, and that's your time. Is
That
essentially
sounds like fun.
when your hands come off. It's a riot. But goat tying is a women's version in high school rodeo, and so there's a goat at the end of the arena, and it's on like a tether. It's like a 10-foot tether or something like that. And you start at the other end of the arena. You break a laser with your horse, so that starts the clock as you run through. And then you go up. You have to dismount your horse while moving, run off, get to the goat, flip the goat, and then tie it and throw your hands. And then it's 5 seconds that the tie has to hold after that. So
That's so sick.
That is
it's
cool.
It's hardcore, man. Horses can run way faster than humans,
Yeah.
and so
The horse is still coming behind you then, hey?
well, basically like hangs off the horse. Like once you get up, you hang and then drop and have to get your legs going to whatever speed the horse is moving at.
Yeah.
And at national finals in Wyoming, my sister had some time to make up from her previous 2 runs to make it, and so she went balls to the wall, and she dropped off her horse, and little legs couldn't quite keep up. And you see
Oh,
my
no.
sister,
Yeah.
she's about 1.5 feet from her heels to her waist, so little legs couldn't quite keep up, and the full scorpion ensued. Both feet stomped in front of like 4,000 people.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
down on the face, full
Oh.
scorpion. There's a picture with her
Just giving
heels,
it all
her
up.
heels coming up over top of her head backwards. She's totally inverted
Oh
on the
man,
ground.
that's horrible.
It's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
It's hardcore.
You're moving fast, like a horse.
You're
cruising.
seriously moving. Yeah, but no,
Go try it at home. Take your car. Go Google how fast a horse goes.
Yeah.
And then just roll into a field. See how.
go home and do this,
Yeah.
and don't tell your parents.
Don't. Yeah.
the
Disclaimer: we
best
don't
advice.
actually endorse this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I definitely grew up around a lot of rodeo, and I had a kind of a qualm with the Calgary Stampede for quite a while because of how much showmanship there is involved with it, because I was around real rural Alberta
Like
rodeo
hardcore,
that,
yeah.
that was like it's kind of like Texas, where it's like a lot of rednecks, and it's like legit, like it's all about the rodeo. It's like it's full Western, and there's no kind of like pizzazz to it, you know. It's not really glorified in the way that Stampede is. And then Stampede, you get all these people who come and, you know, are like, they wear their little jorts and boots and little plaid shirts and Corona hats, and you're like, you're such a poser, man, get out of here. But now I've totally changed on that because it's so fun. It's so fun, and everyone gets into it, and it's like,
well,
why,
and Stampede's
why
not meant to be like a hardcore rodeo, right? It's a festival.
Exactly.
It's a celebration. Yeah, I mean,
Which is
definitely.
fair.
And there's a lot of
They get to
lot
have
of
this
money.
open- There's a lot of money to be won there, but like within people, it's like, I don't know. It reminds me a lot of it's like when like there's like a big hockey game or a football game. It reminds me of that, but it's for the rodeo, where it's just like, okay, there's a week. Everyone come together. Let's party. Let's do this. I'll go
there's 10 days on
There's
it.
10 days.
Yeah.
You're right. My apologies. But
So
like,
most important part is 2 weekends.
2 weekends.
There are 2 Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
Yeah. That should be the slogan for Stampede. There's 2 Fridays.
2 Fridays, 2 Saturdays.
2 Fridays.
I mean, that's what we're
hilarious.
here for, man. I mean, I know lots of people. My buddy Caden went last year and hit every one of the 10 days and got fairly obliterated each of the 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Guy lives for it, man. He
unreal.
starts a peed fund around Christmas of each year.
Yeah.
Really?
And
A
he just
peed
he gets a jar and he puts all his 20s and extra cash in it, and then he just blows it
Just
all.
blows
Yeah,
the
just
peed fund.
rips absolute degeneracy at its finest.
Sounds like fun though. Just take
Sta-
fucking
Stampede-
10 days off
Stampede
every.
is really rad. Have you been down to Stampede? Have you gone down to the grounds?
This year?
No,
no,
just
no.
at all.
Oh yeah, no, I've been to
Oh.
Stampede a few times. I usually only go like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I
where I'm
like
at, too.
Stampede. I like just like going on like a Sunday and just like sitting in the grass and listening to live music, right?
Yeah. and
Like that's
have you
probably
ever
my
watched the
favorite part.
rodeo?
No,
You should definitely try and see the rodeo. It's
try to catch that this year.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like you get to see like saddle bronc
Yeah.
and
Well, it
bareback
depends
and bull
what event
riding
you're
and
catching, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck wagons are fun.
Chuck
Chuck
wagons.
wagons are.
Yeah. Or you can come to the Strathmore rodeo with me and we can see
Yeah.
real
Ooh.
chucks in August.
Ooh.
If you
In
guys,
August?
if you guys want, yeah.
That'd be tight, man.
Yeah, it's Strathmore rodeo is all the Strathmore's again very big for its rodeo. But it's basically all the same competitors as you get at Stampede.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't have the same kind of city nature that the Calgary Stampede does.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit more it's a bit more out there. You get a lot more legit of the Western folk hanging around, but people gamble like crazy on the chucks. And there's lots of super greasy
gamble
food
on the
trucks.
chucks?
Oh yeah, dude, the chuck wagon. The chuck
I'm sure
wagon
people are gambling on
gambling.
every event, right?
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of gambling, I know neither of you guys are hockey people, but yesterday was the
Love playing it though.
yesterday was the NHL draft, and Shane Wright was the number 1 prospect, like by a pretty significant margin, and was predicted to go first. First 3 teams passed on him, and he went 4th, which was
Lots of people lost a lot of money.
oh yeah,
Dude.
oh yeah, and some very small portion won a shit ton.
Shit ton of money.
Th- it-
Yeah.
like it, he
Like
was
what would be the odds on like going with a fourth
fourth for
odd,
him.
yeah.
It was like no way he didn't go first. Like
Yeah.
people in Montreal. So Montreal had the first overall pick.
Yeah.
They had this guy's name Shane Wright. They had right choice with the Montreal Canadiens logo as the C on the choice because everyone was like, oh, they're gonna pick him. Like he's going first, and then he just never went. And it's like, oh, that aged well. But yeah, some big money got thrown
lost, I
around
think, yeah.
yesterday at the NHL draft. Anyways, just wanted to
Really?
chuck that in there.
So I have a hypothetical that I've been kind of brewing up for
Yeah,
2
man.
weeks now.
Yeah.
It's a video I saw on YouTube recently. You might have
Oh,
seen
man.
it.
Poured
So
water on the
basically, there's
stove.
a movie, and the plot of the movie is as follows. So you go to a party, right? It's like say like a high school reunion, something like that, prom, whatever. There's like 50 people there. You guys all kind of like know each other. You don't know some people, but it's a pretty tight crowd kind of thing. And the host is providing alcohol for everybody at the party, right? There's this big tub of sangria, just full right? And everybody's, pouring their cup. Everybody's drinking the sangria. Everybody's having a good time. The sangria is laced with LSD. What happens next?
What happens
Oh
next?
wow. Does it also have alcohol?
Yes.
And are there other drinks at the party?
Where's the
Pretty much everyone's drinking the sangria.
Okay.
Okay, where's the venue?
It's like a dance hall.
It's like a dance hall.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Well, obviously they get violent, because that's what happens. Peace and love no longer a thing. They just immediately want to start wars. So.
So there's some violence. People are getting hurt, eh?
No, cops are coming.
No, I think it'd be the complete opposite.
Yeah?
I think there would be some very chill. I think things would really become a lovely
Like it's
little
like
gather.
real potent LSD in here. Like everybody's like fucking like
Like,
5
yes.
grams shrooms deep. Like everyone's fucking.
Then some
I
of them are
think-
probably
Yeah.
going home right away.
Word.
Well, and some of them are so mad because everyone knows they got drugged.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna be like, man, I think I'm just like.
Yeah,
feeling
everyone
different
like
today."
after 30, 40 minutes, everybody's like, "Hey, we're all fucking
We're
high right
all-
now, right?"
yeah.
Well, like I feel like no one would want to announce it. They'd just be like, "Wow, I'm really drunk."
Except
and then,
for the
you would
people
start to-
who don't have psychedelic experience, they wouldn't know what was going on. Right?
Yeah.
That would
So
be
that's another
horrible.
thing, right?
Yeah,
That's
But
true.
in that crowd, though, 50 people, I guarantee some of them have psychedelics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Probably
they-
and an
a
even
majority.
smaller percentage is
Yeah.
going, "Hell yeah, free acid."
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's part of that percentage. But like those ones would literally be like, okay, what the fuck? Because I know what this
Mhm.
is, and then like the rest would be like, hey,
Hey man, free acid.
hey man.
Yeah.
Like if I was in that situation, I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd be super pissed.
Oh no, yeah. To be
I would not be chill with that.
no.
yeah. I
That's-
don't think I'd be too happy with that either.
To be dosed with anything without my consent
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
no,
Tough time.
illegal. Illegal.
Yeah.
Um,
That is very hard to predict though, because everyone acts so differently on it. It's like if you were to say like everyone was served apple juice at the party, but it ended up being laced with alcohol. Being able to predict the outcome of that,
Yeah.
it like some of the people would get mad and fight, and others would be crying, and other people would become really good friends and just want to dance, and
yeah.
some people would be puking in the bathroom.
It would be a mix,
I
for
feel
sure.
like
It
I
would be
think
like
no matter
people.
what, if people are getting drugged without like,
Yeah.
without knowing, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be
you
chaos.
got you now
Yes.
have
Yeah.
angry people who can see through walls.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I think the anger of that would definitely shine through with a lot of people, though.
Mhm.
Like there would definitely be some people who would be like, "Yeah, like another day, another dollar." But I think the majority of people would be like, "Who the fuck did this?"
Yeah.
But
what
if
the
it's
fuck?
also if it's 5 grams, are you even wondering who the fuck did this, or are you just
Like you're just off,
you're just
right?
so off
Yeah.
that you're like, you know,
It would
just
be
bracing.
very interesting. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed
What do you
it
think would happen when everybody was coming down?
Then
That would be
That's-
interesting, right?
yeah.
You got a room full of 20 people, like 30 of them left or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And you're all just coming down, and that'd be
Wow.
wild.
That'd be
I don't
really-
know. That would be an interesting deal, though, for sure.
Yeah. I have a little riddle.
Let's hear it.
If a
Okay.
riddle. Nice.
I'm not going to give you the answer to this riddle. It's my favorite riddle. To anyone who listens, I don't know, write in.
Right in the
Send-
comments,
write
the
in the
answer
Send
to
my
this riddle.
sister an email.
Yeah, send his sister an email with the answer. There's a cabin in the woods. 100 people are dead. There's no footprints in or out of the cabin. How did they die?
Skinwalker.
No.
Skinwalker. Okay, so 100 people are dead in the cabin.
Yeah, nobody knows where this cabin is.
Okay, the cabin is an unknown location,
They all
and
died at the
somehow
same
100
time.
people got there.
Yeah.
Okay,
How did they die?
how did they die?
They all died at the same time.
And there's like a 100% definitive answer to this
Yes.
riddle.
And they died simultaneously.
Yes.
Asteroid, for sure.
No.
Hmm.
This is the fun one. This is just a thinker for everybody. I want to tell everyone.
Can you repeat it again?
There's 100 people dead in a cabin in the woods. There are no footprints in or out of the cabin. Nobody knows where this cabin is, and they all died at the same time. It is a mix of random strangers, families. It is just civilians.
So the people inside, do they know where the cabin is?
No.
You said nobody knows where the cabin is.
Nobody knows the location of this cabin.
It's a little bit because it begs how they got there and also how they died.
Yes.
If they don't know where it is, how'd they get there, man?
Yeah. So write in your answers.
There's it's a historic site where like these people have been dead for hundreds of years.
No.
It's not that.
No.
All right.
No. The cavern was made very recently. It would have been made within the past 20 years. It's a fun thinker. I like telling people it. I just like it. So anyways, yeah.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah, like I mean,
There's nowhere
it's
to go
supposed
from
to be
that.
hard, right?
It is supposed
yeah.
to be hard. It's just a thinker forever for everyone.
Google knows.
Google does know.
Yeah.
If you wanna cheat, go for it.
I mean, yeah, I think
Any ideas?
I think Skinwalker is still completely passable.
Skinwalkers. I know how they died. Skinwalker is not how they died,
Wait,
which is a little bit tricky.
so do you know where the cabin is then? If you know how they
no,
died,
I don't know where the cabin is.
how do you know
But
they're
there's
dead?
no footprints in or out.
Oh,
How do you know they're dead if you couldn't get in there to see them?
they never made it to where they were going.
Can you say it one more time? This
Man.
is horrible podcasting.
I know. I'm so sorry. We should
This is
move
the
on from
worst
this.
possible conversation.
We're
sorry,
just like
had
for
a
10
thought.
minutes, like Otto, just say it one more
Just
time.
say it
dude.
one more time. Okay, this is the last time, and then we're moving
Okay,
on
last
from this.
time.
There are 100 people dead in a cabin in the woods. Nobody knows where this cabin is. Everybody died at the same time. There are no footprints in or out of this cabin. How did they die?
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Onwards. I have a hypothetical for you guys.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
hear it.
Yeah.
You guys know what a solar storm is?
Yes.
Do you know
to
what?
some degree.
Do you know what happens on Earth if a major solar storm hits us?
I believe
No.
it causes a lot of electromagnetic interference, which can interfere with a lot of electronic
That's about all
devices.
I know about it. Yeah.
So interference is from a minor one. Frying is from a big
Yeah.
one.
Wow.
So if a large solar storm happens and releases mass amounts of subatomic particles that then zoom towards Earth
Mhm.
faster than the speed of light,
Mhm.
it just cooks every bit of electronics we have.
It's faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, they're subatomic particles
Wow.
that travel.
So we wouldn't even know. We would just be like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd just be on top of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't see it coming. It would just be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
So hypothetical.
So if that happens, all the electronics are fried. That means cell phones are gone, vehicles don't run,
Mhm.
which in turn means no trucks coming to the cities with food. Air travel is completely stopped because they can't communicate. Anything that runs with electronics or computation is gone.
So
What happens, and who are the people to try and rebuild after that?
Oh.
So here, I have a few more questions
Yeah,
on the
for sure.
hypothetical. So like, how strong is this solar flare? Like if I'm in my basement down there when it happens, am I good or am I still like dead fried?
Oh no! Humans are chill.
Humans.
Oh,
everything
humans
goes-
are chill.
Yeah,
no,
it
doesn't
fries
Oh.
processors.
Oh, word. Okay,
Yeah.
I was misunderstanding.
So I
Yeah.
guess my question is, do we have like technology, so like underground technology that's buried deep? Is that protected from it?
Oh damn! I
Are-
don't know.
'cause-
Probably not.
Because that would be.
It's
that
probably
would-
part of such a large network that it wouldn't be able to function without
useless.
everything.
Well, no. I wonder, like, would governments maintain military control? Because that would be the biggest question. Because if everything was wiped to ground zero, then it's going to be anarchy.
Yeah,
I
but,
think.
but you don't. But you
Well,
don't.
tanks
e-
wouldn't work.
Yeah,
like,
even
vehicles
even
wouldn't
if
work.
even
But
if
that's
you
what
do,
I mean, if you had a bunch of stuff stored underground, that would be the question.
that's the question of if they have stored
Yeah.
underneath
Yes.
the ground. Don't even know if they do.
Yes.
And even
Yeah.
even if they do, if some of that
Okay.
survives, you still have no means of good communication
Yeah.
across the country because satellites are completely fried. So no,
The reason
no.
I asked that is because 100 years ago we didn't have that much technology. Like
Mhm.
Morse code could be remade within 2 minutes anywhere, and then we can do that kind of thing. So you would still be able to have communication. So the reason I asked that question is like, will countries fall apart? How rapidly will countries fall apart?
You wouldn't have Morse code because Morse code requires electricity to run and transformers get cooked.
Yeah, but we know how to. That's the transformers and stuff like that. We know how to generate electricity. I can generate electricity.
How many people? What percentage of the world's population can generate enough electricity to do anything with it? Have the means or the skill set?
Everybody does. If you have magnets and you have the know-how to make an electric motor.
But you can't keep your food cold with that.
Nor can you Google it.
Yeah.
No. But like,
and nor do you have a book on how to do it. At least very unlikely.
Yeah,
okay, but that's
very
not
few
my
people
point.
would.
The people who do are the important people, and that's the first question. It's like, how rapidly would countries fall apart? And then when it comes to civilization, that's a whole different concept.
So I have something for you. The trucks don't run. Average major city has 3 days of food supply in it.
Yeah.
So after the truck stop, you have T-minus 3 days till everyone runs out of food.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough time to develop any kind of structure.
No.
Because everyone's going to be so rogue. No amount of tanks, nothing, because no one will know what's going on. You won't be able to watch the news.
No. Yeah.
Nothing. It'll just all be gone.
One thing's for sure, guns still work, and that's going to be a fucking problem.
Well,
Yeah. Or
Well,
a
like,
huge advantage.
yeah, depending if you got one or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends who's holding it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Like civilization, just in general, like that's gone.
Mhm.
Because your question was who's going to rebuild it.
Yeah, so
And that's what I was
how does it come back? Do you think simply generating electricity gives you any power?
No, not at all. I just mean when you ask who's going to fix it, because if you're chasing just like, okay, civilizations fall apart, revolutions happen, people are now angry, every city is now burning. So the government, there's going to be these inacts from foreign affairs to fight. So that's why I asked the question, are we still going to have military strength? Because if that's the case, now people across the world are going to be like, my nukes still work and theirs might not. So then you ask that question of just like, if that happens, then it's going to be the survivors who will rebuild the world. But if it doesn't, then you'll hold structure from the past.
Well, even in the case of nukes, like how would you effectively launch or get a nuke to where it needs to go without electricity?
Yeah, you have no global positioning
Yeah.
system
Well,
the way those things.
Well,
navigate.
and your plane doesn't work, right?
It depends on what you want to say.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
again,
mean,
if you
I
go
see-
back to the first one,
ICBMs
like, you didn't have much technology in that. You have a carbureted gas-powered engine that's all mechanical, and a nuke is all mechanical.
What's
there's
carbureted?
A plane from back in the day, the first one they dropped.
Sure. If you go way back,
They
yeah.
still have them. That's the question, right? You have mass power there.
Not necessarily, because there's no guarantee that the other side doesn't have one, and mutually assured destruction definitely still exists.
But if you're already destroyed, do you think that the world would just do it?
No, I don't think they would just drop bombs because now they can.
No, but for a push for power and also like getting
No,
resources, materials, taking food.
no, because there's no such thing as currency anymore,
Yeah.
and so you're essentially just fighting for survival.
Yeah.
And
So in that
dropping a
case-
nuclear bomb on a country is not going to kill everyone. It's going to wipe out one city, and then they're going to come back.
But
And
in
it's
a case where you have no communication, that one city now becomes essential.
not necessarily.
Well, and then you'd also not know who did it, right?
Exactly.
Without the communication.
Exactly. You drop back into like, with communication, you gain accountability. And as soon as you lose that, the people who have wanted to all along will.
I don't think even
In a chaos standpoint.
I don't think even the most irrational world leader that exists right now would be concerned about dropping a nuke on another country because they can.
And I agree. I think yeah. But it would be interesting to see just like regular warfare, how that would proceed.
So here's another question, like with this solar storm happening that just wipes out all the electronics.
Yeah.
So obviously big networks like our communication lines and power and whatnot, those are going to be like not operational for a long time, right? But like what about like closed networks like a car, right? Where you like a car from like 1970 where it's
That's what
just
I
like
mean.
simple wires, like
Yes.
could you not like
No, it still
rebuild
works.
that?
It still works. Electrons still function.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
What is it that it fries? Is it
the storing of data and
Yeah.
processors
it's
and
processors?
and so-
anything, yeah.
and so a cell phone has a data storage component for turning on, and
Same with computers.
and so and so you can hit
Yeah.
the button, and if the data isn't there on what hitting that button does, then nothing happens.
Yeah,
Right.
if it has a microchip,
Yeah,
you're
if
done.
it is any kind of processing, you're done.
Yeah.
So any car basically after like 1995 is
Even
is
before
yeah,
that,
probably
yeah.
That
toast.
said, my 2009 dirt bike will start fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
that's
for
what I was
sure.
thinking. I was thinking
For
like
sure.
go-kart. Like you could probably rig that up like
Right.
the
Well,
day
and
of, right?
you can also. I know so many people. I feel like you guys have the know-how to rip a computer out of a car and wire it up to fire on spark plugs, because that would still be fine. You would just need a way to go like that and then turn it over, and then a
Right.
gasoline engine will run on its own.
Depends if it's carbureted or EFI. Most modern vehicles
Most modern
are EFI.
vehicles are injected.
True.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
it
possible.
depends.
So,
Yeah,
so
that's
in,
true.
in here, yeah. So this
Yeah.
this part of the conversation then is what you would do for survival.
Mm.
What does it beg for the future of society? So you went into what governments would start doing right after in terms of violence and warfare.
I don't know if it would immediately go there, but just like with
Mhm.
chaos and just seeing the tensions we already have within
Yeah.
the world, it's clear that we have unresolved conflict that would immediately happen.
Yeah. I don't think you could properly organize a military force under something like this because you can't feed them.
I think other countries could.
I don't think so, man. I think there's not enough food. We rely way too heavily on supply lines right now. Almost everything outside of like the middle third of the earth along the equator has like 90% of their food brought to them from that area of the world. So I do think there's like 2/3 of the world that will be shit out of luck.
I
for-
think
for
my
supplies, right?
my course of action, if something like that happened and I realized like quick enough, right, like within a few hours I realized what was going on, I think my first move, I'd instantly hop on the bike to the library, buy a bunch of books, or if I have to, break in and steal, because who knows if that library is going to be right. Get a bunch of books on living off the land and just do the research and just try to get myself to a point where I'm able to go and live off the land effectively.
You know what's interesting in that area is some people are legitimately prepared for this to happen already.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like
I'm not one of them.
It's not like they're preparing for the zombie apocalypse, which is kind of what it might seem like when you find out that this relative of yours has a sea can buried in their backyard.
Yeah.
My auntie.
Tight,
They
dude.
got
That's
a sea can buried in their backyard with like months and months of water and food and non-perishables and all of these good things and guns and all of this. There are people that are legitimately ready for something like this to happen, and they can hang out there for like a few months and then pop their heads up and like see what's going on.
That's
And at
unreal.
that point, if they've researched and figured out the skills to survive, they can just wait out the violence because everyone's
it's only gonna last so long.
well, because
right?
everyone's gonna go
Well, yeah.
hungry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all
you'll lose
you're not gonna have any food.
within if you can wait 3 months, you'll lose so much of the population.
If you
Everyone that's left after 3 months will be people that know what's going on and
And
people
they
that
won't
are
wanna
more than
fight.
probably likely willing to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel as though the spread of misinformation, once the chaos settled down, would be immense.
It would be
Yeah.
all word of mouth, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then you look at the number of people who are willing to dedicate their lives to restoring society. There's not that many people who want to leave their families at home to go do this work. Yeah, sure, they've discovered it in the first place, but how many people would become global civil servants after this happened
Yeah,
out of
true.
already a tiny subset of the population that has the knowledge out of those people, how many of them are going to risk their own lives and livelihoods to do that?
It would definitely be a multi-century process of rebuilding.
It would
right?
be
like, it would
massive,
not
yeah.
be 10 years.
And
it
it would
be
look
20.
and it would
be,
look very different
yeah.
once it came back than
Yeah.
it does now.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder if
100%.
they would bring back Instagram.
They would
Social
probably
media.
I
bring
think they
back
would, but a
Instagram.
lot of the people who go hard on Instagram would have, be like perished and done.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like instead of Instagram, there are people who are learning how to hunt and fish, and then all the people who spent their time Instagramming instead of learning life skills that are essential to survival in a post-apocalyptic world would die off. So I think the desire for Instagram would be much less.
I guess the question is, how long do you think it would take to come back from that?
To bring back the internet?
Because yeah,
Oh man, long time.
Yeah.
long time.
That's
long
that's
time.
a gnarly
I don't think it would take
invention.
that long.
It's
Not many
humongous.
people know how the internet works.
But if you have to reproduce, Otto, think of the steps required in remaking every processor on the planet.
I'm not
to-
saying that though.
to
I'm
restore
saying,
the
like,
internet.
When you go back 20 years, it was not common to have a computer. Like there's
That's
things
true.
that like the infrastructure would already be in place. When you think about telephone lines, electrical lines, the infrastructure's there. When it's just processing, like I don't think it would take that long.
Well, I suppose you still have the physical objects
You
to
do.
take apart,
do.
research how was
The
this
copper
built,
is
right?
the copper is still copper. It
Yeah.
is still
Not even
So
conducting.
you could,
that,
like, take apart the
but
computer.
companies and stuff.
Mm.
Like they know what they need. They know how their things are manufactured. They know like that if this happens, we don't lose everybody. We just lose the things, which is like a very key point because somebody knows how it works. Somebody everywhere knows how it works.
Until the electricians decide, hey, we literally control society. Let's leave the transformers off and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then no
Yeah.
one knows how to do it.
And then knowing them, they'll probably just leave it. They'll probably.
That's the second fucking fist pump you've done this episode. Once with guns, once with being an
with
electrician.
Yeah,
I
baby.
love guns.
Gotta love the
Fuck, I love
fucking fist pump.
It's just these are like primal man things. You know?
Yeah.
I'm in the trades.
Yeah.
I want to start a war.
I fucking could shoot a rifle.
Yeah, come here.
Because that's like, but yeah.
I think it's a very extreme hypothetical. Like there's so
like,
many aspects to it.
With that one, which is very neat, it's more of a question of just like if we took modern society and went, hey, do you want to live in 1890? What would happen? And then just like from there,
you might be quiet on your mic if you're that far
that's
away.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too far away. But like if that happened, then you get this like thing where it's just like, okay, we drop back 100 years, but now we have the knowledge. So what are we gonna do? Go right to what we already know is good.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
know, I
so.
think you have a point there, Otto, actually. Like, it depends.
Yeah,
Because, like, with the food shortage, that would definitely throw us into chaos very
Yes.
quickly. It depends.
But
I think the communication of our species is so poor that it would just evolve into absolute chaos and shit would get absolutely fucked up and 80% of us would die from starvation. But like you said, if we were more organized as a species, we could boot back up right away.
But
we're
the
not.
other thing. That's what I mean though.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a truck driver, that man knows his truck, and if he's gonna be like, yo, like okay, gold's still a thing. Like we still do have some basis of currency. I'm gonna make my truck run.
True.
I'm
Humans
gonna,
have always loved gold.
Yeah, humans always love gold. I got gold right here. Gold.
Tight.
But like, yeah, like someone's gonna be like, I'm just gonna make my truck run. I have food here, and I'm gonna go haul food. And then if we have an organized thing where people do come together, then you'll have people just start to make it work again. There will be chaos, but the question is, how long will that last?
As a truck driver, though, say like, yeah, you do get your truck back up and running. You got tons of food in the back, ready to go. Would you want to drive into a city where people are fucking killing each other in downtown
That's
and like?
how fast does it become the purge? How instantly?
Oh, I
is it
think
the
it's pretty
purge?
quick.
Oh yeah, it's
like
very
a
fast.
week
Once-
minimum.
Once they realize that the
yeah.
police cars don't run and 911 calls don't work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's game over.
Yeah, the
man.
crime
I
cranked through
hate
the
to-
roof
I
day
hate to
4. Yeah.
Loop all the way back, but with that, then it's nations too. Nations will do that.
Yeah.
But border control is now obsolete. And so
Yeah.
the concept of a nation becomes very questionable as well.
Yeah,
And that
you can
became-
just
and that
go
became my
anywhere.
You can just
I
go.
mean, obviously, a lot of people are too far from the border to actually do that. But yeah, you could just cross state lines, no problem. Right?
Yeah, it's like it's ultimate chaos. And you know the funny thing is with this, it could have happened 6 minutes ago, and in 2 minutes everything could turn off. We don't.
we
It's
never
it's a
know.
very real thing. We know they happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just don't know when our sun is gonna do it, because we've only had this level of electronics for
Yeah.
like 35 years, and
It
it's gone. Even in those 35 years, it's gone vertical.
Yeah.
It
like
is,
like
yeah.
99 point something percent of all the data gathered by humans is digital data.
Yeah.
And
And that's very fragile.
it's
Yeah.
gone. It's
Yeah.
gone if that happens.
Yeah.
I do wonder what would survive that, because I know like processors will be killed, but like when it comes to data, because if you have a mechanical hard drive, I wonder if that would be okay, because you wouldn't ruin the disk. Like there's no way you could scratch a mechanical disk.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
But you
disc
would
would-
have to rebuild the
would s-
player, right?
yeah.
The interface.
But that's small when
Yeah.
you think of just like if I have 50 years
Mhm.
on this disk and
But-
it takes me 2 weeks to fix a player.
But it's not going to take you
True.
2 weeks to fix a player, because every processor in the world is dead, and the only ones that work are new ones.
Yeah, but with that, you-
How the hell are you going to get a fresh made processor when the internet is down, governments are down, the
Yeah.
food is down?
Yeah.
No way your DVD player is on that list of priorities.
No, not at all. But I more mean just like with that.
I see your
if
point
some-
though. Like
but
even
if
if you get a
someone-
processor,
That data is not
still-
erased.
Yeah.
The data still exists.
Yeah.
And which means the knowledge isn't gone. Then it becomes like having a book,
yeah.
which is what you.
But
were
you
saying.
can't open it and read it for
Until you get-
40
until
years.
You can unlock
Yeah.
it.
I would
But,
I
like,
would
it's-
also say though that again the data that exists on CDs is still well within less than 1%
I don't
of
mean
that
CDs,
data.
I
Yeah.
mean tape, hard drives, and mechanical drives, which is the mass majority. When you look
Yeah.
at hard drives, like right now, solid state is coming up, and I don't know how solid state would be impacted by that. But old mechanical hard drives, you can have 10 terabyte hard drives that are used within Google servers. They have racks upon racks of these disks
But-
because you need to have it stored somewhere. And the question is, if that got ruined, then yes. But like that,
I'm gonna politely disagree
Yeah.
as someone who has worked in several TELUS Inside builds.
yeah,
Their data storage is like highly advanced.
Yeah.
And sure, you might get something that survives, but it sure as hell ain't gonna be enough.
It's pretty much just
Yeah.
racks of computers,
Y-
right? Like
essentially,
most
yeah.
most of these data plants and whatnot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with the wonderful thing of the internet, this kind of came back to what I said earlier too, because everybody uses it, because there's so many people who are extremely knowledgeable with it. All you need is nodes of the internet to pop up to link the
Mhm.
world back together. So it wouldn't take long to get everyone. Because like right now we have infinite nodes. I have
Yeah.
one in my pocket. We have a laptop right there. U3.
Mhm.
Like we have infinite nodes right
Mhm.
now. But we would get cities. Like there would be there's one computer in Calgary. We're good. There's one computer in Canada. We're good. Whatever. You would immediately some way there would be a computer made. And then it would
established
progress.
form of communication.
And
Yeah,
then
I
once you
think
have
you're
that-
right about
It-
that.
It
I think
just,
any
it's a
li-
matter of when.
Yeah.
How long does that take before you can access that?
It would take a long time.
Well, I think any
But
little bit
yeah.
of progress we do make
It's
to
exponential.
yeah, it's gonna
And we already
immediately
have-
start
and
to
we-
do that,
and
right?
we already have the
Yeah.
knowledge. Like it's not like we're starting from scratch. So we already have this exponential process,
Yeah.
but we start with infinite knowledge on
Mhm. Well, in these processor chip manufacturing plants, and they
Yeah.
still have all their infrastructure,
it. They
right?
do, and then that
Yeah.
just becomes a question of
Yeah.
like, can I rip the computer out of it and make it manual right
Yeah.
now? Which
Mhm.
yes, you can.
But then it begs the question for, well, they're gonna need some resources to
Yeah.
get those chips out.
That's okay.
In order to make the chips, you got to go get the stuff from the mines, and you
Mhm.
got to make the plastics, and
that's yeah.
all of that. I do think that what you're talking about would be the path to reconstructing
Would be.
communication.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most likely outcome.
Mhm.
The time frame of that could be decades, and
Yeah.
and in that time, I mean, we've been talking about 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month. Things just go like this
Yeah.
for like
Oh, yeah.
Until that happens, because it's not like we're just set back to 1910 and we got to work through the next 100 years.
Yeah.
We are not as skilled as a population as we were in 1910.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be so many people who are just clueless.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
with that, there's so many people who are so much smarter. So it's just like, okay, yeah, take about 30% of the population away immediately because they sucked.
Oh, 30.
And then, let's say 30. I think 30.
I would say probably closer to 85 to 90.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah,
No,
I think
I
like
don't think so.
80% of people
Because
would die of
Canada's
starvation.
only 36 million people.
Okay, I guess where?
Tokyo is that size in one city.
Yeah.
There's probably 10 people in that city who
Yeah.
know how to hunt with a bow.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's when you look at like major population centers, I'm like
Yeah.
that's where the real numbers come from in terms of global population, and they're not gonna
be in good shape at all.
No.
Yeah.
No, because
No.
the people who are going to survive are the hunter gatherers, and
Yeah.
that's such a small. It's funny.
I think
the most
that's
primitive
less
people,
small than
the-
you may think.
the most primitive. I mean, maybe this is impossible to verify.
Because
right?
when you take everything away and you're just like, hey, can you go get
Hey.
food? That question just comes up to you, and it's like you will fight, and it will be more people fighting each other for the resources we already have, which is why I asked the original question. But
which
within
goes bye-bye
that,
pretty
you'll-
soon.
You'll see people immediately be like, because if I did have that happen, the first thing I would be wondering is just like, first off, how can I make myself safe? And then once I was set up, the next goal immediately would be get back onto the internet. Try to, because someone already has made a connection for me somewhere. Because someone's gonna be faster than me, and then it's like I think people would realize that, and then as soon as you have it, then it's like, oh, we're back, you know. So it would take, I would say, it would take about in 100 years we've come from there, but we were organized to start with. I think it would take another 100 years,
Yeah,
but it would be like such a refined 100 years.
I agree with you. There would be one person that would be back online immediately in that case, because there's got to be somebody somewhere that's a prepper and also is prepared for a solar
Yeah.
flare
This is
incident
a
that
somewhat real
knows how to
eventuality.
reconstruct their
They have-
computer
yeah.
and get
Not even that,
Right?
they just have one in a lead box.
Yo, Parker, are your eyes different colors?
yes.
Yeah.
They
Word.
are.
I've never noticed that
Yeah.
until now.
Yeah, this one's a little bit green on the inside, and this
Yeah.
one's pretty blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy,
yeah, man.
like an inbred dog.
they're
We all
very
have-
subtle,
we all have
right?
Weird. You have
Yeah.
blue eyes.
I've
have
got
green,
blue eyes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got green blue, and then you have real green blue.
I've got those Aryan genetics, you know.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
ultra
God.
pale. The ultra
This guy's
pale.
super European.
But yeah, interesting hypothetical.
It could go on forever and ever because there's so many.
Yeah,
aspects
I
that
feel
you
like
can
we
cover.
are kind of going in circles now.
Yeah.
Like we've almost touched every part of this topic. I think we're going
it would
to.
come back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that's not like technology is just things like that. We would figure out how to work without that.
True. On the liquor stores would be ransacked instantly.
Oh, yeah.
The weed stores would be ransacked
Jewelry
instantly.
stores, yeah.
You would walk into people's houses and they would be like, "All right,
Yeah.
I know how to make a distiller. I know how to make it.
Yeah, it's moonshine
It's
time.
moonshine time." Finally.
Word. Well, thanks for entertaining that one, fellas.
That was a
Yeah,
good.
okay.
That was a
That
good
was fun.
hypothetical, Calvin. Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was gonna be a good conversation.
What is like the risk on that event?
Oh, like our likelihood day to day.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I'd like to look into that.
But
a
I
little
do.
bit.
I do know that it could happen without warning.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's
just-
definitely a possibility.
could just-
there
it's
are
just-
solar storms all the time. Just none of them are big enough to
You would
do
need a
that
big
kind of
one.
event.
You would
Yeah.
need a really
Would
big
that
one.
affect the entire world or just the side
I
facing
think
the
it would
sun?
be the side.
I do think it would be the entire world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
'cause
because
satellites.
there are a lot of particles that go straight through Earth.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
Oh, word.
So I do
So it's
think
just-
it
it's
could
all-
be
Yeah.
something like that, where like they pass through like vast majority of material and hit some
Well,
things,
'cause
and,
it
when they
also-
impact electronics, it doesn't end well.
I guess it would be really hard too because with solar flares, like, are they fairly directional from the sun?
They're radial.
They're radial.
Yeah.
So only a small amount of them would hit Earth, but a big enough event would
If it
it'd result in
happened, yeah.
enough of them to do
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah. It would be messy.
It would be messy. It would be a neat one.
Super messy.
Yeah.
That's
Fun to think about.
Yeah, that's
though.
a good one. Yeah.
I like it.
I do like thinking of apocalypse plans in general.
Just in general.
Yeah. Like I feel like most men in particular can
just love it.
can just like nerd out over like zombie apocalypse prep plans and
it's something primal, right? Like survive.
I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna get guns and some canned beans.
Yeah.
And some Sour Patch Kids.
Some
And
Sour Patch Kids if they have Sour Patch Kids still.
some spicy dill pickle chips.
No, just straight to nature, straight to setting up, having food for life.
Yeah, I think my
know
plan
where
is
I'm
actually
going.
in
I know
pretty
where
good.
I'm going
Yeah.
to.
We've
Heading
thought
down to
about
the
this.
local library, picking up some hunter-gatherer books, and just research for 3 days and then head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though if that did happen? If you were the first one to get not your first one, but like it's been a little while, and you're like, okay, I finally got the internet back, and then you immediately could do whatever the fuck you wanted again. Like you could have all the knowledge immediately again.
Right. Yeah, I got access to dark web too.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
if you got the internet,
So you
back,
can finally find that recipe for human ribs you've been looking
finally,
for.
thank God, I have so many human ribs in the freezer.
First step, you extract the ribs from the body. Second step, cook them ribs.
Cook them ribs. Third step's up to you.
Gross, man.
Ew, Parker.
Yeah,
Calvin brought it up, man. Give me a fucking break here, you know?
you know what's funny about zombies?
Mm.
So zombies are like decomposing flesh. That like
they wouldn't
like
last that
they're like their vision like isn't all that great. But like they're really sensitive to sound.
Yeah.
And the eardrum is like by far the most sensitive part of your entire body.
Yeah, literally.
Like outrageously sensitive and extremely fine. It's the 3 smallest bones in your body are located in your ear. And zombies are always touted as having like fantastic hearing.
Well, also,
But their ears are just gonna be completely rotted. Like, there's no way they would work.
Age too, your hearing goes
Mhm,
very consistently.
And then blood stops flowing and your eardrums don't work within like 3 hours.
Yeah,
they're done.
Yeah, you're just screaming at a zombie, and it's like,
Bro, where you at, son?
bro, where you at?
But if the zombie apocalypse were to happen, I would definitely want like Walking Dead zombies, not like World War Z zombies.
Yeah.
You
No
know,
runners.
Yeah, like the World War Z zombies where like everyone's hiding in like Israel, and then the zombies like make like a thing, they come
Like
up
a
and
tower,
climb up over the wall,
That's
and like
that would
they
be-
jump onto helicopters.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that if, like, speaking of locusts, like, could you imagine if just one day, just humans were like hive mind?
Like hive mind.
Like that is, I guess.
We
Daisy
are
zombie.
kind of already
No,
in
no,
a
but,
way.
like, I
You
mean,
mean
like
you
hive mind.
you mean
Yeah.
like you wake up into
Like,
a
we're all
collective
one.
consciousness?
Yeah, like locust style, where
Yeah.
it's like where I guess that would be kind of like
Everybody
disease.
knows what everybody's thinking.
But
Right?
no,
That's
it's
what
all-
you
it's
mean.
like
But
one
but you
person
no
running
longer
it,
you no
like-
longer have individualistic thoughts.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you are truly part of the hive
Yeah.
mind.
Could you,
We
like,
could do some
I
wild
wonder,
shit.
yeah, like human race as an ant colony kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, that would be crazy.
I think we're
Yeah.
headed there, man.
You
Yeah.
think we're headed?
I
for
think we're headed there.
full on. I mean,
For
with the,
full on,
with the Neuralinks, 100%.
Yeah, like
100%.
200 years down the road, 1,000 if
1,000
we
years.
survive. Yeah, I think we definitely have
I think
full
1,000.
communication.
It would be interesting. I think once we break into space, though,
The word for that is emergence.
emergence is
Yeah.
when you break into full communication. with them.
Full, yeah,
And
hive mind.
as I learned from a commenter in episode 1, terraforming is the word for when you populate another planet as
Oh.
humans.
Right.
Is it terraforming? I guess, yeah, making. I thought terraforming was making it livable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is for the intent of putting humans on
Yeah.
it.
Terraforming is the act of landscaping on a large scale.
I just
That's
love
about
landscaping.
that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the all the landscapers are going to be the first people
Yeah.
heading
Yeah.
to Mars to
Yeah.
set up all the
Do you
gardens.
think they're gonna get
and-
like really posh with it though, and they're gonna be like, "I'm a terraformist,
Yeah.
thank you."
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're-
like, it's
society will be
terraforming is
reversed.
landscaping
Yeah.
with all the tech involved. Like, you
Mhm.
would terraform this property. Like, landscaping is technically only like stone and grass, right? But
Yeah.
to terraform this property would be the house, the kitchen, like everything.
and you would
right?
science
Yeah.
the dirt.
You
Yeah.
would science the dirt.
Yeah, man.
You would, yeah. The Martian, The Dirt.
The Martian. Yo, that's a good movie, man.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mars is
Kind of like Castaway, but he makes potatoes.
it's true.
Yeah.
True. It mixes them with human poo.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Martian, Parker?
Yeah, I fell asleep during it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Word.
It's a good movie.
Super.
I saw like the first like hour and a half. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a 3-hour movie, right?
It's a long fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you guys hear that Avatar 2 is coming out?
Avatar 2 is coming out?
Really?
Yeah, man.
No way.
Avatar: The Last
second-
Airbender or
second
Blue
Airbender.
Boys?
Blue Boys.
We're
Man Group is coming
Yeah,
to
Blue
Calgary,
Man Group too.
we're talking about space colonizers.
Space
you
colonizers,
know,
Oh,
that
tight.
that one, yeah.
There's
The
something
highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
I think I've watched
sequel
it
is
twice.
coming out.
Yeah.
I watched it a number of times. It's also a 3-hour movie. That's
Yeah.
what made me
They
think
also
of
trick
this.
schools into liking it. I watched that in school so much.
Yeah, dude. Well,
yeah.
it's so visually stunning
Oh,
for the
beautiful.
time that it was
Yeah.
made.
Also, they like it was 3D. I remember that being like the first 3D movie where they were like, "You gotta try it.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Th-
like it."
That was like right on the cusp of when 3D was going from blue
Yeah.
and red lenses to those black lenses.
yeah, we were like, "Oh, maybe it's gonna be good," and then it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, have you
I guess
guys
VR.
have you guys tried the seats in the movie theaters that move?
No.
But I've sat behind them. They rock like a. Like,
I hate them. It's
Yeah?
it's
Yeah.
too much.
It's
It's
too
too much, bro. The jump scares. It's unenjoyably intense.
Yeah.
Like when like a gunshot or something goes off.
It's like
Yeah.
It's just like or like someone gets hit by a car. You know, whatever it is, like, you know, like stroller with a 2-year-old and
Yeah.
gets hit by a bus full of people and, you know, that sort of thing. And, you know, it really jogs you.
Well, I mean, when
know?
you're sitting there for 2 hours, just like
Yeah.
that gets exhausting.
And you're trying
right?
to hold your drink and your
Yeah.
popcorn. Oh, it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
yo.
there's just,
Yeah. It's just-
they
it's
bring a fucking shot broom for the fucking
Yeah.
electro dial because they just know there's gonna be like tons of
Dude, you're,
popcorn
like,
on the ground.
sitting up behind it, and like something moves to the left, and just all the popcorn just
Yeah.
flies
Yeah.
out of the road.
you decide you got,
It's-
like, a
I
net
don't
to
like it.
grab
I don't
like
I
it.
don't really dig it.
I'd
I
have
think-
to try it, but
think
at the
it's too
same time,
crazy.
I'm kind of like not even interested in trying that because like just
just like
2
going to
hours
movies,
straight of
though.
like.
You can turn them off.
You can?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can turn them off.
Oh,
I
word.
turned mine off. I was like, oh, this will be interesting. 3 minutes, and I was like, I don't like
This
this.
is not
It's
it.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like those like car simulators that where
Those
you're
are
like,
cool.
ooh, like
I've
you're,
never-
like,
never
lean into
been
the
in one of
turns and
those.
shit. I haven't either.
I would love
But-
to though.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Because I find like if I'm not in control of the thing, you might get motion sick as
Yeah.
well.
But if you can
Which
like
is,
Yeah.
predict like
Then it's
Mhm.
fun.
the
Well, then it's like
movements of the
driving,
chair,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun.
Instead of
It would
kid getting
feel
hit.
like pretty similar to driving without the actual G forces, right?
Yeah.
I think we're not that far away from being able to put on a headset and like a suit and being
Oh,
able to
yeah.
feel
No, that's-
exactly the way a Formula One driver
Depends with the
feels
solar
going
flare.
Well,
around.
how
a
would they
track.
solve the G forces?
Because G forces are perceived by your brain.
Yeah, fair.
And
That's
so
You'd have
it's-
to have some like
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be internal, right?
Yeah.
Like I think with right now, yeah, that's where we're heading. But like, I mean, it's expanding so
It
rapidly.
would
So
be difficult to experience acceleration though.
but acceleration is only perceived.
yeah.
So
It's
you're-
just a neural
yeah,
connection,
so
right?
that-
But it's within the liquid in our brain. How does
Right,
that?
but it's because you have nerves in there that sense the movement of the liquid
I
and then
guess.
send a signal to your brain.
Yeah.
Your brain processes that and says, "I'm accelerating."
I'm
Yeah.
If you
accelerating.
just stimulate the brain
Yeah.
with EMF that says the nerves the
accelerating.
nerves in the ear
Yeah.
feel like it's accelerating, you're gonna feel like you're
Yeah.
accelerating.
Oh, that would be.
That's
know?
like a mind fuck, eh?
It's pretty
That's
crazy,
wild.
man.
That would
But
be
how far
weird.
away are we from being able to just fucking like trigger any nerve in the brain, right? Like that's a long way away.
Neighbors,
Hey, what's going on? We got neighbors.
We got neighbors.
enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
We've got an audience now.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, there's.
Should
Hell
we
yeah.
take a quick break?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
I would
Let's
love
do
to.
it.
I'm very
Yeah.
much down.
Don't turn that dial. You know we've had
And
a lot
we're
of
back.
fun here tonight.
back with a little wee audience on this one. Some backyard shenanigans occurring while we are.
we're just
Taylor's
having
doing muscle ups off the balcony.
Oh no way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Again, peak podcasting.
He's
Yeah.
peak
So we've
podcasting.
got neighbors on the balcony indulging in some.
Yeah.
in
Support us
some,
on Patreon if
activities.
you want us to get a studio.
Yeah.
Do we have a Patreon yet?
Not quite.
All right, I'll let you know.
Go fund me for Parker's
Despite
backyard.
how successful we are, I don't know how well a Patreon's gonna work out at this point.
in the description there'll be an email if you want to transfer me money.
Hey, so Otto, as I briefly explained to you earlier, this is a episode ritual.
Yeah.
In the true nature of
Here it comes.
How Many House Cats podcast. How many house cats, if their intent was to kill you, would you be able to fend off with your bare hands before they took your life?
Okay, I thought about this very critically, and I actually have a little story behind this. We used to have a Bengal house cat. If you don't know what a Bengal cat is, it's
They're cool as hell, man.
They're cool as hell. This one was a rescue, and they're basically as close to a cougar as you can get without having a cougar as a house cat. And that thing got out one day, and my dad had to grab it because they're also like, it was a rescue. We live on an acreage, and they're worth a lot of money. Anyway, so we like grabbed the cat, and it did not like that, and it literally shredded his arm.
Now this is a Bengal. The question is not Bengals. It's standard house cats.
I know. So, but to see the power of a house cat theoretically.
Oh yeah.
And I think if 3 of them wanted me dead. Okay.
They do want you dead at the expense of their own lives.
My question, I think I can take 3. I know for a fact 4 will kill me.
I believe that is my answer as well. Yeah.
Like, because I think if there was 3 and I saw one coming, I'm just gonna try to kill the one. You know, the fast kill, just get it out of the way, and then the other 2 grab. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a bad. They're gonna do some damage together. But I think we can take 2.
Well, and the thing is, if you're up against 3 and you don't catch that quick fatality, you're at risk.
Yeah, but it's a house cat. Like if you can get one, there'll be one who thinks they're fast, and then you'll be okay. But they are fast.
They are super fast.
Yeah.
And the thing with cats is they do have fairly strong hunting instinct.
Oh yeah.
And cats instinctually know to go for the neck of whatever they're trying to kill, and so you know, if your hands are taken up, that third one is getting to your neck like
that's what
no problem.
That's why I say 3 or 4, because at 3 you could live it. 4 you're done, because even if you get a fast one, you have 3 on you, and I feel like
it's too much at that point.
It's too many house cats.
The human is constructed poorly for a fight against a house cat as well. Our jugular vein is very close to the skin, and the skin is not that thick.
But also, just in general, cats are just incredibly designed for killing.
Oh yeah. They're ultimate killers for sure.
They're awesome. I love them too, and they're so fluffy and nice. And when they purr, that's really cute.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
When they purr, that's really cute.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of house cats.
Yeah. Sometimes they're not all there for the love, you know.
Yeah. I really love that. That's why you fucking named this podcast How Many House.
That's
Yeah, bro.
That's where it's come from.
Oh my god, it's been a pleasure, boys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm glad. Are you peacing?
Are you done?
I think I'm done.
Do you need
Okay,
to go?
word.
That's chill.
Yeah.
Parker, do you wanna go for 15
You want to
minutes
just riff
more?
for a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
You
down.
guys just want to chat for a little
Yeah,
while?
absolutely.
We'll just chill. We'll just chill and pod. But like, if you gotta go, bro,
Yeah,
you gotta
man.
go. Like, it's totally chill.
Yeah,
It's
you're
totally-
good.
are we hitting- yeah, I think I'm gonna hit the road.
No worries,
Sounds
dude.
good, man.
Of course.
But
It was a joy doing this podcast
Yeah,
with you.
thanks
we
for
look,
coming
we look
on, Otto.
forward
this
to
has been
more.
a very long podcast.
It's fun. We're
Yeah,
about,
I
we're
mean,
about at the halfway
we're
mark
currently
We're at the halfway.
we're
for
currently,
typical
like-
running length.
Yeah.
How long do you
we're
normally do?
145 to 2 hours usually.
145 to 2
We
hours.
are at 107, 110 right now.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go.
That's
go.
fair.
There's so much to talk about.
There's lots to talk about. There's always lots to talk about. Well,
Yeah, dude.
I would love to. I hope you guys will have me on again.
We will.
in
Of
the
course.
future.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna hit the road and go get ready for this wild little night here.
Cool, man.
Sounds good, Otto.
But-
We're
Otto,
gonna-
do you want
we're
to
hitting
go
Stampede.
into a little bit what you're doing tonight, or if
oh,
not, that's
no,
okay
no,
too.
I'm
But
actually really in.
yeah,
We didn't even touch on music. Oh, such a
we
good
didn't
call.
touch on music. I thought we were
There's-
gonna go deep
we
on
can,
music.
We can
I know.
definitely go further into
Yeah.
music.
We could
though,
definitely go
at,
further.
at another episode.
Yeah,
We-
another
We
episode.
could-
in
we
the
could
future.
easily dedicate
I
2
need a-
hours
I
to
need a good,
music for sure.
I could easily dedicate
Yeah.
about a lifetime. But
Tell us about the evening, Otto.
But yeah, we're gonna go watch a little Bahamas. We talked about Stampede, so
Yeah.
they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
Beautiful band. I can't wait. I've learned a couple songs by them. Played them at I didn't get to play Lost in the Light,
Right.
sadly. But yeah, I can't.
We're gonna go see Epic Canadian Band.
Epic Canadian band.
Yeah,
Are they Canadian?
they are Canadian, East Coast.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Popeyes.
Popeye's biscuit.
Here come the inside jokes.
Yeah. We're just goofing out here. But no, it's gonna be a great night. I can't wait.
It's gonna be rad.
Beautiful evening, actually. It's a little cloudy, but
It's turned out
I'm
well.
liking my odds.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better of an evening
Not
tonight.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Friday,
really can.
Friday
Awesome.
peed night.
Yeah.
Lovely,
Peed night.
lovely, nice
Yeah.
weather.
We've all got shit to do tonight. It'll be.
Yeah, I got a shit to
Fun.
take tonight.
Of course.
That's cool, man.
Of course.
I was planning on that right after this.
Yeah. So no, it's just gonna be a great night. Yeah,
Word.
that's what's going on.
Awesome.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna pack up, but
Sounds good, man.
good, man.
yeah. Follow my band's Instagram, Boys and Floral. That's boys underscore.
Hey, that's us.
underscore floral.
Hey, that's me.
Oh, I'm like, what?
No, we just play music. Word up, bye, peace.
Bye, Otto.
See you, Otto. Calvin, you're down to keep ripping mics for a bit?
Yeah, dude.
All right, sounds good. I'm just gonna kill Otto's audio and then
No
we
worries,
can,
man. You do what you
we
gotta
can
do.
continue. And we're back.
Hell yeah. So, after a little, Otto's a chill guest. I like him. I like
Yeah.
him. He's a good conversationalist.
Yeah, it was
He
good,
took-
man. We dove deep on the solar flares. Yeah, that was good.
It's a very, like, it could be a super long conversation.
For sure.
But
That's good.
yeah, he got a little controversial with the instant nuclear war take. I was like, I don't know if countries are gonna be dropping nukes because they can, bro. No, it's a good combo though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
We like Otto.
Yeah, we like Otto. Otto's good shit, man.
Otto is the best of shit.
The best.
Anyhow,
The best in the West.
what do you want to talk about, Parker?
There's a mosquito on my arm. I don't know. Kind of blanking a little bit, to be honest.
I got something.
You got something?
I got something about house
As per
cats for
usual,
you.
you got some
I
shit
got
at all
something about.
times.
I got something about house cats.
You prepare for these podcasts, eh? Like,
I think all week, and I mean I listen to a lot of other podcasts. I'm like constantly scanning for stuff to talk about,
Right.
and when I find some cool stuff, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this, and
Yeah,
we
throw
can
that up,
bring it
yeah.
up there. So I'm not like specifically.
you're not studying
yeah.
for the pod every week. but
There sometimes are like if I need to like dive on something to find more information.
yeah, right.
But no, generally it's just stuff I come across. I'd be like, oh, that'd be like fun to talk about, and I get them stored in the brain and bring them out on the pod.
Yeah, perfect.
But I got an interesting statistic for you that you might know or you might not. The extinction rate of animals. So like right now, it's like less than 99. No, so more than 99% of the species to ever exist on Earth are dead.
Right.
Extinct,
Yeah.
gone. And in recent years, the rate of that extinction has gone rather vertical.
Really?
It's really gone up. Because things have changed so much. In New Zealand, some settlers took over exotic animals, different kinds of deer and things to hunt while they were there, but they're like tremendously invasive species, and so now there's just too many of them because they don't belong in that ecosystem.
Yeah.
You've probably heard of
Yeah,
similar
I've heard
things
some similar situations
happening.
going on. Yeah.
But there's one animal, one species that's responsible for over 60% of the extinctions in the last 100 years.
Let me guess.
Guess away.
It's humans, right?
No,
Oh, it's not really.
no, it's house cats.
No way.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
They fucking make animals go extinct. and
Because
shit.
they hunt like crazy, man. Like, I mean,
Really?
Lloyd is prime example. That
Yeah.
guy brings in little critters all the time.
Wow.
They kill for sport. Like it's not just out of
Yeah,
hunger.
they're
like,
not trying to eat.
They kill because they can.
Yeah.
And they eat so many rodents and kill so many rodents. They would wipe out humanity if a cat could kill humans as easily as they kill rodents. They'd wipe out humanity in 3 months. Like it's it's crazy the amount
That's
that these
wild.
things hunt. And so house cats are, I know they're responsible for a lot of little marsupials in Australia going extinct. And it kind of makes sense because these cats just go out at night, and these evolved wild animals are, they rely on genetic knowledge to navigate their world, and their genetic knowledge tells them that it's a lot safer at night. But nighttime is when the house cats go out and hunt, and so they're like this unnatural placement of a super predator for little things that have no evolutionary defense against a house cat. There's these foreign massive killers that just run around and wipe out these populations.
That's really cool, and I never thought about that because, like,
Yeah,
lots of house cats do like have free reign whether they're inside the house or outside the house, and then on top of that, there's obviously homeless cats as well.
There are
right?
a lot of homeless cats.
How many? Like, what's the ratio of cats with a home to wild cats?
I think that's an impossible metric to measure. I think you could guess at it maybe, but I think it's pretty hard to pull a census on. It'd be like trying to find the rat population of New York City. You could do some tests to get estimates over certain areas and then form like global averages maybe, but I don't think you could really accurately.
I mean, you could
measure what
probably
those
get
numbers are.
within, plus minus 10%, but
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a statistician.
yeah, me
I don't
neither.
know. But I feel like
I
there's
like to act like one sometimes.
there's probably, gotta think there's more without homes than there are with. In a place like a
Makes sense.
you don't see a lot of them here, but I
Yeah,
could
from
imagine
where we're from, they're all inside.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, again, those
You
big
go-
population centers, man. I could really see. It doesn't, because tomcats breed everything. They like every woman they see, they will mate with.
Right.
And so you get some tomcats out on the streets with other stray women cats, and the population just goes crazy.
Right.
And it's pretty hard to kill a cat too, like to die of natural causes.
Well,
for a
they're
house
super
cat is,
evasive, right?
They are.
Yeah.
They're super stealthy. They're super stealthy, and they ambush kill. So the hunger won't really be too much of a problem for. I mean, I feel like cats living out of homes is a pretty high number. But I don't know. I'm just going off a feeling there.
It'd be really cool to go visit a place where there's like cats on the street everywhere, and
Yeah,
that'd be a cool experience.
I could be mistaken, but I believe Egypt has very high stray cat
like
population.
you're walking downtown Cairo and fucking there's just cats.
Yeah, I'll have to find it after the podcast, but I do think I have a picture of when my uncle was in Egypt and like a horde of cats was there. But
Wow.
I think I've got the picture.
And there's just like cat gangs walking as a group down the street. Holy,
the cat crips of Egypt.
And they're like throwing gang signs and shit.
Like one cat with a red handkerchief comes around the corner, and the crips all jump up.
Cat's neck is tattooed.
He's been in and out of state.
He's got his
couple of
fucking
times.
fur dyed on his neck. Yeah. Fuck, that's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, not a lot of stray animals where we live. Like you see rabbits kicking around, and that's about it
But
where we live.
They're like bunnies.
Yeah.
Like domesticated bunnies. Have you seen the ones in Canmore?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot in Canmore. It's really funny, actually. Like everywhere you go, there's just like little domestic bunnies just all over the place.
Really?
Because someone 20 years ago decided to let their bunnies go, and the bunnies just started a massive population in Canmore. And now they're just all over the place in this little mountain town. They're everywhere. They're quite destructive too.
That's funny.
Once there's a lot of them living in your garden, they'll eat eat through things, and they're not afraid to chew through wires, and they'll eat your garden.
It's funny. Like especially in Calgary, there's lots of rabbits and whatnot, but like certain areas have more rabbits than others. Like I just moved here 14 months ago, right? And this spot where I'm at now has I see a lot more rabbits day to day. Like I probably see a rabbit probably 3 days out of the week, 3 or 4 days out of the week. Whereas my previous spots in Calgary, every once in a while kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're a cool animal. I really like seeing a rabbit. kind of brightens your day.
Yeah,
you know?
they
It's
are.
cool.
Dude, the baby
Yeah.
bunnies in Canmore, man, is like in the summer. You know, they got their little babies, and they're
Yeah.
like, smaller than that kind of thing. Like they're just like really, yeah, it could sit in
Yeah.
your 2 hands, and they're
Really?
so.
I don't think I've ever seen a baby rabbit.
they're so cute, man.
Yeah.
They're so cute. It's ridiculous. And
They're
some
not
of
like the ugly babies like some animals have.
no, which animals have really ugly babies?
Oh fuck.
Humans?
Ducks.
What'd you say, crocs?
Ducks.
Oh, ducks.
Ducks have super ugly babies, right?
Ducklings?
Yeah. Like for the first little while. Maybe I'm mistaken.
I mean,
don't know.
they
Human
cover-
babies are kind of ugly though.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we've
I think
established
we're
this.
wired-
I'm not
we're
a baby.
wired,
I'm not a baby guy, but
Yeah.
yeah. I
Me
mean, it
either.
depends. Some babies are really cute, and then other ones you see, and you're like, this guy looks like his name is Albert.
Yeah.
You know, like some of them are. Everyone is created
Yeah.
equally. Some are created more equal than others.
I love that phrase.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you see an ugly baby in the street and you're like, that baby's mom loves him.
Yeah, yeah. She calls him the most handsome boy in the world. Oh. Well, I do also kind of need to hit the road here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Um,
pretty ready to wrap up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a shorter
we're gonna,
shorter episode.
We're gonna
today,
cut it
but-
a little shorter than usual, but
We'll be
that's chill.
back with a vengeance for next week.
Yeah.
I've got a few things on the table that I want to talk about
Yeah.
that I decided to leave off because I wanted more casual conversation
Yeah.
with Mr. Otto.
yeah.
But I've got some stuff that I would like to get into.
So
for
next
one.
week, are we having Otto on again, or what do you think? I
Um,
mean, we
I'm-
can talk about this.
Yeah, I mean,
later
I'm
too, right?
I'm down for whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll have something for you.
I'm really not too concerned if
Yeah.
he wants to join. That's all good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be bringing some super hot fire to the
Some
mic.
fucking
so-
packed heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
I'd also like to mention real quick too that you haven't been wearing the hype gogs this episode, and that's
true.
also
I did.
a first.
I did forget about the hype
So,
dogs. Y'all can see my face.
We'd like to welcome Calvin's Eyes to the podcast as well.
This is
um,
the only time you're gonna
Yeah,
see
I
them.
think I
was
think
just in a
you
rush.
you've taken them off in 2 of the episodes for like a second to rub your eyes, and then
Yeah.
they're back on.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah,
I kind of felt like something.
you didn't know.
You know, I
eh?
was a little
Yeah, they're in my
squeamish.
car right now.
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
was
quite
like,
right
oh
today.
fuck, should I go get him? But I was like, he's wearing the cowboy hat, so and we were
Yeah,
already
It's
recording.
all good. You guys got another persona today,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I'll be back with an entirely new character next Friday.
we could just start dressing up Halloween every pod. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like what Duncan Trussell and
Yeah.
Joe Rogan do. They dress up as like founding fathers.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
put like the big wigs on.
I'll go
We're-
buy a dress from Value Village this week and show up to the pod and
Yeah,
just
that'd be
be
fun.
a beautiful girl.
Wear a funky outfit. Yeah. All right.
I won't do that. All right, let's call
I
it.
will. Yeah, let's do it. Thank you everyone for listening if you made it this far, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.